We are back with Grant Williams. You're joining Celtics Media Day and the Amanda Show, as we, if you want to sing that again. Amanda Show, that's me.
Amanda Show.
I feel left out right now, not going to lie.
It's okay.
I
okay,
always
Mark.
say that
We'll
with him
think of something
whenever
for
we're
you.
doing an interview. You know what I'm talking about with the dancing lobsters, too. So that's amazing. But, going through Media Day, we obviously heard you at your station over here with the
Solid
scream.
Solid screams.
How was the off season for you?
It's been great. Just a lot of great opportunities have come in the off season, and just thankful to be here for another season.
What were you looking on in terms of improving throughout the summer and just heading into training camp this year?
The biggest thing for me, I was getting my weight down, and then consistency. Those are probably the two biggest things I've probably tried to work on. And then mostly I've still improved defensively. I've still improved offensively. So just minor progressions year by year is something that I've been very vocal about.
I know it sounded like you had the option of whether you wanted to go to Summer League or not. It sounds like you took the time to work on those things you just mentioned. A lot of people out there were wondering why you didn't go and play in Summer League. But so just to get it straight from the horse's mouth, like what was the decision making there of why you wanted to work on yourself privately?
Yeah, it was in the exit meeting. I was sitting there with Brad, and we were just talking about what the plans for the summer and what we envision. And he asked if he gave me the option, and he said, don't really recommend. I don't think you should, and I was like, I don't think I should either. And then we just kind of decided there that he didn't call me back or anything else, so we just kind of moved on and kept going from there. So the real biggest thing was we both knew that weight-wise I wanted to get to where I wanted to be, and for me that was about not only just dieting but being able to work and grind on my own and truly get down to where I want to be. So those are probably the two biggest things leading to that decision, and it's paid off so far. Shooting the ball very well right now, so feeling great about it.
Take us through what those workouts look like, and also with your nutrition and diet that you run.
Yeah, nutritionally, I hired a chef. That was something that was probably a big part of this summer. Thankful for Scott and what we've been able to do. And then on the court wise, just trying to get my shots faster. That was the biggest improvement because I shot a great percentage last year, above league average, but it wasn't like I shot many attempts. So being able to shoot more attempts at a higher rate, as well as knocking them down more consistently, because I don't want to be in an inconsistent stretch where I go make 8 in a row and I miss 4 in a row. So I want to be more consistent where it's like every night you have to worry about me shooting.
Remember that pasta dish we made together? You're not making those pasta dishes
No pasta.
anymore?
I haven't eaten pasta in a while.
Zoom.
Yeah, we did it over Zoom in the beginning. Was that in the beginning of summer or was that before summer?
That was at the beginning of summer.
Beginning of summer. That was before I hired the chef. Now I hired the chef. Haven't had pasta since. So let's just say I'm feeling pretty good about it.
So when you have a chef, can you make recommendations of certain things that you want to eat, or does he come out and say, no, this is what every day is, or can you kind of incorporate favorites?
It's a little bit of both. We just make the plan for the week, probably that Sunday, and then if we want to adjust during the week, we can. Say I want to eat out one day or have a planned dinner or something like that, we can change it. But typically we make the schedule, adjust it. A lot of it's been leaner proteins. A lot of it's been things that necessarily don't put a lot of weight on you. Been strict to a calorie count and tracking the macros, as well as tracking my performance, seeing how I've been adapting to the new diet. So feeling pretty good about it. Still have a long ways to go, in my opinion, but down, I think, 15 pounds from last season, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Put in the work. You're seeing the dividends. So great for you.
Yep.
You mentioned your 3-point shooting and that you shot it well last season. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that the numbers actually say that you were a really good shooter last year. 37% overall from 3, 45% from the corners. Where do you feel with your shot right now? Where do you think those numbers might fall this season for you?
I'm just hoping that they increase. Being consistent in the corner shot, that's going to be huge, especially for this team and the amount of talent that we have this year, as well as being able to shoot above the break, picking pop scenarios, getting guys open, because a lot of times they might pick the worst defender or one of the guys that, say, the best player like Luka. Maybe if we played Matt Dallas, they'll put him on me. So being able to involve him in action on defensive end and then knock down the shot of Jason or JB or Al or whoever else creates the opportunity for me. And then being able to create a little bit more driving, kicking, creating more action, just keeping the ball moving, doing the job that I'm asked to do.
Well, I'm hearing from some sources that you've been doing a lot of those things in the open gym runs over the last X amount of time that you've been in Boston. I'm really hearing that you're playing at a high level. Talk us through how you think you've been playing in those games. What stood out to you as maybe some improvements that you've made that we're now going to see when you get on the court in some NBA games?
Yeah, the game's starting to slow down a little bit more. It's coming in a little bit more natural, but still kind of have to understand myself a little bit better. I have to understand that things that you want to do may not necessarily be the things you need to do. So adapting to that, being able to take the opportunity as it comes, that's something where I played. The best day I had was probably when I was playing that way and playing, just making the right read every single time. So not trying to force anything and shooting the ball pretty well. So that's probably the two biggest things. I don't know who said that, but thank you to whoever said that. Hopefully I can keep that up through camp.
I can't reveal sources.
I was about to say, don't reveal the sources. No worries. But I'll hopefully continue that through camp, going into the season, and feel comfortable playing with the guys that hopefully he's brother on the team.
Amanda, we know how humble this guy is. When he says he's shooting the ball pretty well,
you're shooting
I think
it great.
it's like shooting it great. Okay, so we can read between the lines here, Grant.
But we have, as we mentioned before at the top of the show, it's been a very busy offseason for this Celtics team and hiring a new coach in Ime Udoka. I'm curious what your conversations have been like with him since he started.
He's a great coach, great players coach, a guy that not only can converse with you and talk to you, but also get on you. And that's something that I think this team will need, and a guy that everyone kind of I think has that respect for and trust. So excited, especially the familiar faces. We have a lot of new faces, but we have some familiar faces to keep us sane. We still have Brad, we still have Austin guys in the front office, and then we still have Joe Mazzulla, Tony Dobbins. So it's a mix of old and new, but I'm excited because I think everyone here wants to be the best that we can be and wants to really make this season a great one. So a lot of positive energy, a lot of fresh vibes, and it's going to be exciting start.
How do you feel him being a former player too, you being able to relate to him and come to him about certain things because he does understand the day-to-day life of an NBA player? Absolutely,
especially in a role kind of similar to my own. He was kind of an in-between guy, the guy that did everything the coach asked him to do. So I'm very thankful to have a guy like that around where I can pick his brain, and not only for on the court, but how he managed everything off the court as well, because that's just really all this life is about, being able to perform and also being able to make the lives around you easier. So my job, similar to that of his when he was playing. So having a guy like that around, being able to talk to him is going to be great.
And he did it at a high level. But
yeah.
You just said off the court. We're going to go off the court here right now. We got a Twitter question from the fans for Grant. What are you looking forward to most about being an NBPA vice president?
I would say the most thing I'm looking most forward to is probably the CBA negotiations. It's going to be even though it's probably the
You're
most
looking
difficult.
forward to that.
Even though it's the most difficult.
I think a lot of people fear that.
I
like that.
But I would just say that it's going to be my first time. It's early in the league. It's something I've never really done or been a part of. So it's going to be interesting to see the discussions, and hopefully I'll be able to grow my knowledge not only in that field, kind of contract negotiations, kind of how the league runs, because it's good to see what it's like on the court, and it's also good to see what really goes into the business of things.
When you wrap up the negotiations, you're going to be like a qualified agent at that point. So if you want to rep any of us, feel free to step in. I'll hire you as my agent, depending on what the results are of the negotiations.
I was about to say, let's see how the results go, and then let's see how much impact I have in that before we have that conversation.
I'll pay you instead of the 10%. I'll pay you the 20%.
Oh, wow, how about that? That's big time.
I do think that you would really,
That's
really
a really
help
good commitment.
That,
I got to work hard then.
Well, Grant, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Great to see you again.
Great to see you as well. Thanks,
you guys.
Grant.